Tolman managing to find a missing person and then almost immediately lose them again while everyone is standing around. And then proceeds to start a. And then what proceeds is a. And then what proceeds is a camp out planning sequence where nighttime security is kind of lax. But it's always going to be fun when a couple of churches are at each other's throats and there is danger in the air. Let's find out what it is. Parallel Suites Park. They're all sharpening some sort of weapon. Give the general forces just spears, that's it. But how can they get this Ursula to actually go along with them and like, read it for them? Well, you'll just be back at step one. And of course, putting a time frame on the issue, making it even more tense. You know, they're all preparing for a battle. I'm not really saying anything about that. You see, where did these books come from? I mean, someone had to write it in the first place. So before the books came into existence, were there just these massive powers in the hands of a few people? Several lifetimes of work writing them all up. You know, usually when it comes to Index and whatnot, we need to think a bit more. Well, Railgun we had to think, because there was treachery. So what is the intent behind the two churches, and who is it they're actually supposed to be rooting for? It was the same with Star when we first met him. So, he's a bad man. There's even more at play here than just what is on the surface, and now Tolma knows, and he's dragged in. He's supposed to just understand straight away. Do you really want to put Index in the middle of the fight here? Yep. There's no time to stand around talking anymore. Oh, they... Good save. They lost their element of surprise right then. Okay, because that's going to become useful later. Good. The fun thing is here now, Toma, is these swords and whatnot probably aren't going to be able to be stopped with his magic hand. The power of crepes. Because it is going to become something incredibly useful. Look at where you're stepping. A little further down the line. Being distracted by condiments. Wait, that's all it took to knock her out? Okay. And he's now got a rapier. He's not really trained in weapon. The use of weapons. Good. You might have some interesting... information. That's the first thing you say? Well, he was once again dragged into a situation. He just wants to get back and do his homework. More than you can probably imagine. The fact that she just was running around kind of unfettered after Tom was just chased by people with weapons raises some questions. Do you want to explain? So, this distraction that we heard earlier, how effective was it? Ah, her handkerchief again. He's got to take care of himself. I don't think he's the religious type. He's not really affiliated with anyone, he just knows people. Don't give it away. And because he doesn't understand the value, Toma, if you're about to regret your actions, Really? Aren't there more pressing matters right now, Toma? She is a woman of the cloth. You can't take such. Was she forced into learning its kind of secrets and how to read it? And to think, what, there are hundreds of them. And we're only following one of the books at the minute. I'm not sure I agree with destroying books, no matter what they hold, but still, in a world with powers and magic, it's a bit more of a tough decision. Still an interesting sword he's carrying. When did you get their index? More out of just, yeah, storytelling and luck than skill or meaning to. Maybe, but they were attacked. Well, did he make... Wait. Did he just ignore his subordinate there? I was trying to think of a solution that doesn't involve more conflict. So one side is fighting with... You might want to tie his laces. With runes, magic, and the other just straight up various forms of bladed weaponry. That's not magic? What kind of... If it's not magic or Esper abilities... Is it still something that Toma can interfere with? Or maybe it is Esper abilities. But just because it's associated with a church. Ah, spell. So he disrupted Styles' magic. Oh, another tackle to unconsciousness. Nice. Even they look slightly surprised. Actually, he didn't really sustain any damage. I mean, yes, but did he do anything to deserve it? So do his recklessness. So yes, I was right. Well, that could be anywhere. Yeah, as soon as the battle is over. I don't think he thought that far ahead. Um, do you have any evidence of that? So is it because she has the understanding to or will to destroy the book that's why they want rid of her? This is all kind of. I mean, she was wondering about trying to take a bus. So yes, it wasn't kidnapped in the first place. There's only one person that she somewhat trusts at the minute. Also, it's quite good that he gave her the necklace now. If there are people out to kill her. So giant tentacle monster. Things are so complicated, aren't they? It now makes sense that they all carry weapons on Earth. So are they actually saying because we weren't good enough and several people died on each conflict? The problem is now is he has no one he can really trust here. So they're going to have to transport her away. After you just heard that scream, do you really want to keep him here with this kind of talk? Holy hand grenade. Ah, heretic. That is something that cannot be allowed. Ah, the touch of a man. Kind of a strong reaction, but he's not from another church, though. Ah, so yeah, giving us real reason to trust you. Didn't take much to let colours fly, did it? Ah, more just bags of light. It's good they're only really used to restrain, at least that we've seen so far. She wasn't having second thoughts about this. Index was having a go herself. Showing them the true power of faith. So you cause that commotion, attack the person that was working with you, leave the head of the church you were fighting. There was some serious questionable actions and thinkings just now. The thing is, there could always be people after you for things that you know, things that you've done. Posing as friends and allies. I mean, take Index for example. Do you want multiple bite wounds? But now not only do we... Oh, we were here trying to stop the whirlpool and escaping... having Ursula escape. But now you're not exactly sure how the other church is going to get Ursula out of there. Are they going to use their own magic or just a van? And even though everyone was geared up for battle with spears, staves, an exploding wheel, they didn't really give anything to Tolma for him to defend himself with. But hey, he was a volunteer, he should have brought his own equipment. But now that we've seen some of the true colours of part of the church, are the others going to fall in the same kind of overreaction? But when it comes to the possibly indescribable power of these grimoires, is there really a right side of the battle? But now that we have possible motives for the churches, we can't exactly just stand around with our hands up our ass. Let's see what Tolma does. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, make sure you're here for the next one. Coming up real soon. See you there. If you would like to join my group of devoted fanatics, consider joining onto my Patreon. and then I don't have to worry about whether or not you're on my side. But should I see Sal, Raywin, Electricant, Arthea, Noku, Shiwan, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Matt, Rasmus Paulson, Gurley, Denman 1997, ASD, Dark Show 7899, or indeed anyone else picking up any sort of arms against me, I may just run away. Because hey, running has worked for everyone else so far.